Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Motordrome Speedway. Tonight, we present the final round of the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series, and champions will be crowned in all 5 divisions of the Whelen Series this evening. At this time, as always, we will begin with our opening ceremonies, and we ask that each and every one of you please rise up from your seats, and gentlemen, remove your caps for the invocation, which will be delivered tonight by Mr. Ray Kaiser of the New Stanton United Methodist Church, and also from the New Stanton United Methodist Church, Pastor Stu Adams, here to sing our national anthem. If you are moving around the Speedway grounds, please pause with us momentarily as we begin our opening ceremonies.
Thank you, Mike. I'd like to observe a moment of silence in remembrance, in honor of the people who passed 8 years ago, and the people who are defending us now, protecting our freedom. Just a moment's silence, please. Dear Lord, we come thoughtfully and humbly to you on this solemn day with thankful hearts for the countless blessings that you have bestowed upon our country and each of us. We thank you, Lord, for the freedom that our country stands for. I pray, Lord Jesus, for your blessings on each and every man and woman that defends that freedom. Help us, Lord, to prevail. Lord, I pray that you'll protect the drivers and fans tonight and help us to remember the many blessings and to bless those who need your help. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please remain standing for Pastor Stu Adams.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The 18 of Jeff Zellweger and pole starter Jason Holder in car 74. For the Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks, heat number 1, green flag is out. In turn number 1, Holder in the 74 and the 31 of Phillips make light contact. They're 3 wide at the back of the pack, but up front the lead battle. It's Phillips to the inside and Holder to the outside. Phillips will take the early race lead. Battle for third, the 15 of Jonathan Heilman, last year's points runner-up, takes a position away from the borrowed car of Andrew Kostelnik and moves to the inside of the 18 of Zellweger to take over third. Sean Phillips, the 2008 Motordrome Speedway champion. In the Napa Street Stocks, out to a big lead over Jason Holder and Jonathan Heilman. Third place is the 57 of Andrew Kostelnik. Challenge for second in turn number 2. Jonathan Heilman moves to the inside. Jason Holder surrenders the runner-up spot. And now riding 1 and 2 on the speedway are last year's championship contenders, Sean Phillips and Jonathan Heilman, 1 and 2. Coming into tonight's racing action, the 15 car of Jonathan Heilman. He's second on the racetrack, and he is second in the championship point standings, 95 points behind the leader. Heavy smoke from the rear of the 57 of Andrew Kostelnik. Kostelnik was a feature winner earlier this season in his own race car. Now with the borrowed car from the Minjock Racing team is trailing smoke with 2 laps to go. That machine, which looks to be number 41, which has been crossed out with duct tape to award the points to the 57 team of Andrew Kostelnik, maintaining 4th spot in spite of the smoke. Now the white flag will signal final lap for Sean Phillips. The defending champion of the Napa Street Stocks in car 41, who is celebrating a birthday, taking the checkered flag. Jonathan Heilman will finish in second, Jason Holder in third, Andrew Kostelnik in fourth, and Jeff Zellweger in fifth. Up 48 is Mike Bakalon, 50 is Tony Manganello, and 94 is Dustin Blank. Green flag is out, another 8-lap preliminary heat for the Napa Street Stocks, and Tom Knight gets loose in turns 1 and 2. The 76 car fishtails just a bit, may have made contact with the 0 of points leader Colarusso, but they're still door to door coming out of turn 4 for the lead. Officially on lap 1 at the scoring line by inches, the most senior driver in the field, Tom Knight, is the race leader, but it's only by inches, as the leading winner in the Street Stocks, Dink Colarusso, challenges him to the outside. And now it's by 3/4 of a car length that Knight holds on to the point position. Now Colarusso changes lanes, and the points leader moves to the inside groove. Still side by side and ready to swap stickers around the Motordrome Speedway. Here's Colarusso breaking free for a full car length and a half advantage. Race leader is the points leader, Dink Colarusso, and look at the battle for third. The 94 of Dustin Blank started last. He's already passed Manganello and Gabala. Now challenges the 48 of Mike Bakalon and takes third spot away. All 3 of the drivers at the back of this field have been feature winners in the last 2 seasons, but right now Dustin Blank has passed all 3 of them for third. Tom Knight sits in second, and Dink Colarusso is running away with the lead. 3 laps remaining. At the scoring line, this time Greensburg's Dink Colarusso will see the signal of 2 laps to go. He opens up a huge lead over second running Tom Knight and third running Dustin Blank. Teddy Gabala sits in the 4th spot. Final time around for the points leader to extend his margin over Jonathan Heilman. It'll be a battle for second between Knight and Blank to the line. But coming out of turn number 4 and winning his 13th heat race of the season, it's Dink Colarusso over Tom Knight, Dustin Blank, Teddy Gabala, and the 50 of Tony Manganello coming home 5th. Hooper. In the 96 car, the hometown hero from Smithton, Lonnie Hoffman, and in the 76, rookie Troy Knight. Green flag is out, 8 laps for the YO Tech Modifieds. The driver second in the points takes out to the early lead, that's Bobby Shipp. Then wheel to wheel, it's the Nicola Cousins. George Nicola on the inside, and young sophomore Jimmy on the outside. George Nicola will take the runner-up spot. Moving into third, passing 2 cars very early on, the 96 of Lonnie Hoffman, a feature winner this season from right here in Smithton. On lap 2 of 8, Bobby Shipp in car 04, the former Charger Division champion. A 4-time feature winner this season is out in front of George Nicola in car 97 and Lonnie Hoffman in the 98. Hoffman in the blue 96 car pulling up to the rear bumper of the 97 of George Nicola. Nicola has won here virtually every season that he has raced except 2009. The crossed flags indicate halfway through this preliminary heat for the YO Tech Modifieds. 4 laps down, 4 to go. Big lead for Bobby Shipp, and the battle for second heats up. Lonnie Hoffman, a Street Stock Division graduate, and George Nicola, the former Street Stock champion, are going at it. Five of 8 laps complete. Hoffman looked to the inside of George Nicola, but stays about a car length and a half off his rear bumper. 57 of young Jimmy Nicola is 4th. Harry Ofer in 5th. 2 laps to go this time. Playing bumper tag in the fight for second spot. Hoffman reaches out and touches the rear of the Nicola ride. Bobby Shipp looks to have a lock on this one, headed for the checkered flag in just 1 more lap, but take a look at that battle for second spot. White flag signals last time around to leader Bobby Shipp, but Hoffman in 96 trying to find his way around Nicola in 97. Coming through turns 3 and 4 to win his 5th heat race of 2009, Bobby Shipp takes the checkered flag. George Nicola will hold on to second over Lonnie Hoffman, Jimmy Nicola, and Harry Ofer. And a modified rookie in car 93 from Dawson, Pennsylvania, Mike Lemley. Green flag is out, 8 laps for the YO Tech Modifieds. The open-wheeled Warriors will be a part of the October 2nd and 3rd Pineal Ascii Memorial Fall Festival. You'll see these drivers and perhaps some outsiders as Adam Kostelnik takes the early lead. Marion Reno into second spot. The driver in second, a former kingpin in the truck division when that existed here at Motordrome. Marion Reno into second, and a pass made by the 3 of Chris Brink as he moves around the 40 of Brian Shipp. Going wheel to wheel for the second position. Chris Brink, the Glenn Campbell Gambler, pulling to the outside of the 8. Marion Reno Jr. Close racing there in turn 3, and Brink pulls the second position out from under Reno. Adam Kostelnik, the race leader, by a huge margin now over Brink. In the last 4 weeks, 5 weeks of the NASCAR Whelen Series, first and second place drivers have created a rivalry here. Halfway through this event, crossed flags signal 4 down and 4 to go. And at the midpoint of this event, the driver of car 3 and the race leader car 60, Adam Kostelnik, they have had some on-track incidents recently, becoming late season rivals as Brink has 2 wins and Kostelnik in 60, the leading winner, with 8 feature victories. with 3 laps to go. Kostelnik well out in front of Brink. Marion Reno holds on to third. Brian Shipp in fourth. Then Mike Lemley, the modified rookie in car 93. Coming out of turn number 4, Adam Kostelnik's lead is diminishing as the white flag signals final lap. Without any doubt, the 3 car of Chris Brink has been gaining, but he slides the car out of turn number 2. You have to wonder if Kostelnik was using everything that car has coming into tonight as the championship points leader, not willing to risk it in a heat race. Checkered flag is out. Kostelnik wins his 11th preliminary of the season over Chris Brink, Marion Reno, Brian Shipp, and Mike Lemley. Tone from McKeesport. 21 is Rick Miller from Dunbar. 75, Barry Audi from Jenners. And the green flag is out. No start that time. Waving off the start. We'll try one more time for the front row to be even at the starting line. Stack them up and try one more. And coming out of 4, there's the green flag, and Tommy Beck in the 60 gets the jump on the 44 of Gregory Kelly. Snooky Williams in car 4, the legend from Latrobe, making his 2nd start of the season. And that car going backwards as he is just about back into the 5th spot now with barely a chance to tune that car up this season. Out in front in car 60, former Jennerstown Speedway champion, a winner this season on the dirt at Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. It's Tommy Beck returning to the Benz Motorsports number 60 and taking the lead. In 2nd spot in car number 5. It's Sean Pilla from Connellsville, winner of a 100-lap Crown Jewel event earlier this season. In 3rd, Mark Catone, the 2-time track champion in car 31, looking to clinch a 3rd career title tonight in 3rd spot. Now the race leader, Tommy Beck, you see on the scoreboard, that car is being scored as 68, as he is the new driver this season after driver Will Thomas was released from his duties earlier in 2009. So the stands transmissions entry that we've seen for many seasons as number 60 being scored tonight with Tommy Beck at the wheel as car 68, and a challenge for 2nd develops on the front straight. Sean Pilla in car number 5, the Nagy, Sunoco Gas and Oil Brooks Automotive Group Chevrolet. Feeling the pressure of the Auto Express Transportation, Evanuic Racing Engines 31 of Mark Catone. Catone, the points leader, gets off the racetrack in turn number 1. And now it's a 3-car battle as Barry Audi in car 75, the recent feature winner, joins in this fight for 2nd position with Pilla in 5 and Catone in 31. Catone now firmly to the inside of Pilla here on lap 7 of 10, and they are door to door headed down the back straight. Catone welcoming new sponsors recently, including Mama Pepino's Pizza, Visnik Lawn Creations, MC Quality Cars, and he will take over the runner-up spot. Now challenging Pilla for 3rd. It's the Wheeler Brothers, Stoystown Auto Wrecking 75 of Barry Audi, and he will take 3rd spot. Moving up now behind Pilla, the Brooks Automotive Group, Bellevue Chassis Center 21 of Rick Miller, the 3-time champion with the white flag waving. Final time around for leader Tommy Beck. Let's see if the Dunbar Dominator in car 21 can make an outside pass of Sean Pilla on the back straight. Oh, they make contact on the final lap. Pilla spins in turn number 3, and we have a caution flag. Even lap affair with race leader Tommy Beck in car 68, 31 Mark Catone, and 75 Barry Audi taking the green flag. Giving the competitors 2 full laps to come up to racing speed after any caution flag event. We go green, white, checkered. And Tommy Beck is the race leader. Look at Mark Catone, the points leader, inching close to his rear bumper as the white flag signals final lap. On the outside goes Catone, trying to lock up his third career Motordrome championship with an outside pass in this heat race. They're door to door on the final turn. Who's it gonna be at the line? It will be Mark Catone by a fender over Tommy Beck, Barry Audi, Rick Miller, and Gregory Kelly. Number 15 is Todd Price from Alum Bank, and 64 Michael Zombar from Hunker. Green flag is out, 10 laps the distance. Second preliminary heat for the Subway Super Late Model. Steve Black drifts up. The one car got loose and nearly collided with leader Mark Poole, then made contact with the 33 of Komarinsky. Black having his problems on the start and surrenders second spot to Gary Wiltrout. Meanwhile, the 99 of Robbie Marhefka gets sideways out of 4. A hectic lap 1, but the green flag stays out. Race leader is Mark Poole, the 3-time winner this year. In second spot with 1 victory in 2009, Gary Wiltrout in 95. In third position, former Truck Division champion Steve Black, and in fourth, former Pro Stock champion John Komarinsky. Mark Poole from 84 Pennsylvania. In second, Gary Wiltrout. Third, Steve Black. Fourth, John Komarinsky. And fifth place changes hands. The 15 of Todd Price will lose a position to Neal Brown, the leading winner in car 98. Working lap 4 of 10, and a battle develops now for third position on the back straight. The 1 of Steve Black feeling the pressure of the 33 of John Komarinsky. These drivers raced with each other in the Pro Stock division years ago. Komarinsky to the inside in turn number 1. At the midpoint of this event with 5 laps to go, down the back straight, they are door to door for third position. Now Komarinsky breaks through by less than a car length for that spot. Neal Brown is gaining on both of those racers in car 98. Race leader in car 96 comes into tonight's second in the championship point standings, 54 points behind Mark Catone, who won heat race number 1. Gary Wiltrout in second spot in car 95 is fourth in the championship chase, and now the battle is for fourth. Steve Black in the 1 from Greensburg, and Acme, Pennsylvania's Neal Brown in 98. With just 2 laps to go, Brown moves to the inside. Brown in car 98 is an 8-time feature winner. And he will take over 4th position in this heat race for the Subway Super Late Models with the white flag signaling final lap. Headed into turns 3 and 4, complementing his 3 feature victories in 2009. 84 Pennsylvania's Mark Poole will pick up heat race win number 5 over Gary Wiltrout, John Komarinsky, Neal Brown, and Steve Black. Ron Eifert III. 43, Chris Spadacine, last week's winner. 68, Ed Neidhart. 04, Jimmy Christoffel, and the green flag is out. 6 laps the distance for the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. Early race leader Tracy Keller, the former champion of this division, needs to make up 17 points tonight to secure a second title of his career. And taking the lead quickly, young Kristen Ettling in car 8 as there is a failure on the 1 of Tracy Keller's machine. Keller, a championship contender tonight, starting from the pole, has something go amiss on the race car. Trailing by only 17 points tonight and limping to the pit area is Tracy Keller, the 2006 Charger Division champion. This may have put the end to his title hopes in a preliminary heat as the car rolls onto pit lane. New race leader is Kristen Ettling, the 22-year-old female driver, and we're going to need a caution flag as Keller's car still in harm's way in turn 4. Peter over Vic Keller, Ed Neidhart, Roger Bryan, and Ron Eifert as the green flag waves. Ettling, the race leader in car 8. The young lady has one heat race victory in her career, that coming earlier this season. Behind her, the 11 of Keller, the 68 of Neidhart have both been feature winners, as has the 61 of Eifert and the 43 of Ascii. Ettling moves to the high lane, but Keller unable to take the lead on the inside as we are halfway through this 6-lap heat race for the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. Eifert in 61 makes a pass for 4th around the 12 of Bryan, and now 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are all feature winners this season. But up front, the 8 of Kristen Ettling, looking for her first career feature victory. Could be headed for a 2nd preliminary heat race win of this season. Vic Keller in the 11 got his first career feature win this season. He is in 2nd spot. Ed Neidhart, an early season feature winner. White flag signals final time around. And look at this challenge in turn 1. Keller looking to make an inside pass, cannot get position on Kristen Ettling. How about it, ladies? Will it be a 2nd heat race win for Ettling? Turn 3 and 4, the final time around the half mile for the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. Checkered flag is out. Kristen Ettling will win it over Vic Keller, Ed Neidhart, Ron Eifert, and Jimmy Christoffel. Feature winner Steve Settle, and the 14 is 2-time rookie feature winner Zane Farrell as the green flag is out. 6 laps for the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers. We're 3 wide in front of the points leader for the lead. Gardner himself goes 3 wide now. We're 3 wide with rookies on the back straight. How often do you see that one, race fans? A trio of freshman drivers going 3 wide up front. The veteran Denny Keller holds down the race lead over Ed McConnell in 48. Side by side up front, McConnell wiggles the car in turn 2 and will lose a couple of car lengths. Here comes Gardner, the points leader. Gardner may not be aware that his championship nemesis dropped out of that last heat race as he was strapped in this car on the starting grid while that heat took place. Keller officially the race leader by a fender here on lap 2. And look at the 14 of Zane Farrell. The teenage rookie has passed nearly every car on the speedway, climbing now into a battle for 2nd with Denny Keller in 13. Gardner, the points leader, takes over the lead. The rookie slides into 2nd. Matt Gardner of Ruffsdale, Pennsylvania in car 7. Coming into tonight, 17 points ahead of Tracy Keller and extending that as Keller dropped out of the last heat race. The Duke of Ruffsdale now out in front of teenager Zane Farrell, the 2-time feature winner in car 14. The top 3 racers on the speedway have all won features in 2009. And there's contact. Farrell gets into the rear of the points leaders ride. They are going to go door to door in turns 3 and 4. It's been a hairy heat race action night for the Charger Division top pointsmen. White flag out, Farrell goes side by side with Gardner. Keep in mind, there's no prize money on the line for heat races. There are points awarded. You have to wonder if Gardner just said, hey, if you want to win this heat that badly, I'm going to let you go so I can still compete in this feature event tonight and lock up the title. Coming out of turn 4, the rookie in car 14, winning his 2nd heat race of the season. It's Zane Farrell taking the checkered flag over Matt Gardner, Denny Keller, Ed McConnell, and John Scott finishing 5th. 5 is Larry Tex Dunmeyer. 31 is Bill Schwartz. The 2 is last week's winner, Andres Suarez. 76, Jessica Knight. And 16, former champion Ed Deneen. battling side by side for the lead. Make it side by side by side as we're 3 wide. Zerfoss on the inside. Koffler the third in the middle. Troy Knight up high. Troy Knight in 71, the double duty driver, now a modified rookie as well. And Zerfoss from Acosta, Pennsylvania takes the early lead in car 23. Contact made at the back of the field, last week's winner. Andres Suarez in the 2, punts the 31 of young Bill Schwartz out of the way in a battle back there for about the 6th spot. Moving up in car 16, the division's all-time leading winner, Ed Deneen. He takes a spot away from Koffler the 3rd. And leading this heat race in car 23, Eugene Zerfoss, the hillbilly, the only driver to finish 17 races in the top 5 this season out in front. Zerfoss has finished in the top 5 in every feature event. He is 3rd in the point standings as Dunmeyer, in 2nd spot on the racetrack, is also in 2nd in the championship points chase. They're going door to door here at the halfway point of this event. Side by side for the lead, Dunmeyer, the 2nd place pointsman, and Zerfoss to the inside, the race leader. And officially at the scoring line on lap 4 of 6. Larry Tex Dunmeyer in car number 5 takes over the point position. Zerfoss in 2nd, Troy Knight in 3rd, Ed Deneen up to 4th. In 6th spot, last week's winner, professional wrestler Andres Suarez in car 2 from Hagerstown, Maryland. White flag is out, final lap. Invite you race fans to visit our website at motordrome.com and download a set of rules for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts, an easy and affordable way to move from the grandstands to the speedway in NASCAR competition. And former Texas native, in car number 5, Larry Dunmeyer takes the checkered flag over Eugene Zerfoss, Troy Knight, Ed Deneen, and Andres Suarez. And Brink. The 11 is rookie Steven Sheltman as the green flag waves. Nico DeBacco is going 4 wide as the pole starter is off the racetrack. Sean Rich in 46 does some off-road racing and rejoins the field on the back straight. The 05 of Paul Koffler Jr. making his way up to the 3rd position, maybe 2nd spot as he challenges Tringes now. Nico DeBecco loses a couple of spots there in the 22 as the 14 of Keffer and the 51 of Ludwig get by. Race leader is Dan Brink from Marion Center, Pennsylvania. That's a racing town. Of Brink in car 43. He is the brother of modified ace Chris Brink, and he is now about to feel the pressure of the 05 of Paul Koffler Jr., who's won a feature event here this season. Dan Brink in 43 comes from a hometown with dirt track racing roots of Marion Center, and the 05 of Koffler, a many-time dirt track champion of the Farmington Speedway. He is in 2nd spot. The car says 0 on the left side. It says 05 on the right. That is Koffler challenging Brink for the lead. Kevin Keffer in the 3rd spot. Mark Tringes Jr. in 4th. And on the back straight, the lead battle gets intense. Headed into turn 3. Koffler going to try the outside lane, but cannot muster a run on the 43 of Brink, so he switches to the inside lane. White flag is waving. Final time out of turns 3 and 4. Who's it gonna be? They're nearly colliding in the battle for the heat race win. but the 43 of Dan Brink will take the checkered flag over Paul Koffler Jr., Kevin Keffer, and Mark Trenches Jr. How about Mary Catherine Shimko moving up into the top 5 on the final lap? The 0 is points leader Dink Colarusso from Greensburg, and the 35 from Hopwood, Pennsylvania is Bill Ashton. Green flag is out, 25 laps for the street stocks, and oh, we're 3 wide on the back straight. Dangerous racing in the Napa Street Stocks on lap 1 of 25 as pole starter Jeff Zellweger dropping back quickly. Race leader is Tom Knight Sr. We're still 3 wide on the front straight. Headed into turn 1, the precarious 3 wide racing comes to an end, but now we have a problem. Jeff Zellweger goes around. The 50 of Tony Manganello is collected. 31 of Sean Phillips drives away from the scene, and the caution flag will wave. Win of the season. In 4th, it's feature winner Mike Bakalon. In 5th, it's the 3 of young Teddy Gibala. The green flag is back out. Challenge for the lead. Dustin Blank took a peek to the inside of Tom Knight Sr. Those 2 veterans at the front of this field over Jason Holder, Mike Bakalon. 15 of Jonathan Heilman gets a little bit sideways there out of turn 4. Jason Holder in 74 pushes up the banking in turn 3 and opens the inside lane for the 48 of Mike Bakalon. This battle for 3rd on lap number 3. And Bakalon, the former mod champ, takes that position away. Holder begins to fade now as Gibala moves up to 4th. Side by side goes Holder with the 15 of Jonathan Heilman, but in turn 4, a challenge for the lead. They go side by side. Tom Knight Sr. slid the 76 car up high onto the front straight. And here on lap 4, and we got a spin in turns 1 and 2. After a torrid battle for 3rd and 4th position, the 3 of Teddy Gibala gets off the speedway. He's going to continue back onto the back straightaway. Green flag stays out. Here on lap number 5, all eyes turn back to the lead in turn number 2. Dustin Blank with an excellent run on the bottom side. He launches onto the back straight beneath the 76 of Tom Knight Sr., and Dustin Blank will take the lead in turn 4. At the scoring line as we begin to work lap number 6 of 25, the new race leader is Valencia, Pennsylvania's Dustin Blank in car 94. Battle for 3rd now. Mike Bakalon just got up to that position in car 48, and he now has the 0 of Dink Colarusso to his inside. Colarusso, the points leader, started deep in this field and climbs up to 3rd now in the 0 machine, which clinched the track championship for 09 last week. A big lead now for the 94 of Dustin Blank from Valencia. Blank has competed in nearly every division imaginable in pavement racing. He's raced in the late models, he's raced in the Chargers, the pure stocks, the street stocks. He's even competed on tour with the former Goodies Dash series of NASCAR all over the Southeast. And Blank is out in front of Tom Knight Sr. by more than half a straightaway here on lap 9. Battle for 2nd develops. Knight, the front row starter in car 76, has the 0 of Dink Colarusso closing in. But we got a spin out of turn 2. The 48 of Mike Bakalon goes around, and now the caution flag will wave. From Jason Stewart here tonight at the gift shop. There's the green flag, and Dustin Blank does a terrific job of anticipating the wave of the green to get a giant whole shot start over the season's leading winner, Dink Colarusso, in 2nd. Tires screeching as the 74 of Jason Holder nearly got crossed up in turn 1. At the scoring line, this time we'll begin to work lap 10 of 25. Battle for 3rd develops between the 50 of Tony Manganello and the 31 of Sean Phillips. Phillips this this season in car 31 after his championship season. Went to victory lane 3 times in 2009. The 50 of Manganello was a 2-time winner last year, but in a part-time schedule has not won in 2009. Colarusso in the 0 car has passed every machine on the speedway except the leader, and at this point he does not seem to be able to carve into the giant lead built up by Dustin Blank. On the back straight, third place driver Sean Phillips in 31 is surrounded by the AK chassis team cars of Colarusso and Manganello as the crossed flags are displayed to Dustin Blank halfway through this feature event. The Napa Auto Parts Street Stocks in their final 25-lap feature event of the season. With track points on the line, Dink Colarusso in second on the racetrack has already secured the title. We got a problem in turn 4. Mike Bakalon spins once again in car 48. Second time tonight that car has gone around all by himself. He is a 2-time feature winner this season and a former modified champion after he ended his retirement to come back and race Napa Street Stocks. So something mechanically amiss on that car, because former champion Mike Bakalon is not a spin-out artist from North Versailles, Pennsylvania. Comes to the attention of his crew, Motordrome Speedway, as we get set for 11 more laps of Napa Street Stock action. Green flag is out. Dustin Blank the leader. The 0 of Colarusso in second. Colarusso's teammate on the outside of Sean Phillips challenging for third. Hey, we're 3 wide. Jonathan Heilman to the inside. Never a good idea to go into turn 3 wide. Heilman lets Manganello and Phillips slug it out for third. And unlike the last restart where Dustin Blank opened up a huge advantage over Colarusso, we're working lap 15 and the leaders were bumper to bumper on the front straight. They're 2 wide in battling for third, fourth, and fifth positions. And up front, the 94 of Dustin Blank, able to thwart the challenges of Dink Colarusso, the 10-time winner. Side by side for fifth, it's the 3 of Teddy Gabala and the 15 of Jonathan Heilman. Leaders nearly made contact that time in turn 4. We're on lap 17. Blank holds about a car length and a half advantage over Colarusso. I think we're in for a thrilling finish in this one, as Phillips may make it a 3-car battle while Colarusso tags the rear bumper of leader Blank. Oh, the leaders get together on the front straight. The champion is into the wall. The lead battle boils over. Contact was made in turn number 4. Dustin Blank made a great save to hang on to the 94 machine and hold the point position, and the 0 of Dink Colarusso, the 10-time feature winner and 2009 track champion, plows the inside retaining wall. Dustin Blank in the 94 and last year's champ Sean Phillips in 31 restart door to door. Lap 18 of the Napa Street Stock feature event. Blank did not get a very good restart. We're 3 wide for the lead on the back straight. This cannot work in turn 3, and Heilman wisely hits the brakes. Dustin Blank in the 94, maintaining his lead over Phillips now, who's gonna go door to door with his rival for last year's championship, Jonathan Heilman in 15. Last season on championship night, it was the 15 and 31 cars vying for the track championship. Phillips earned the title. Now he has Heilman to his inside with Tony Manganello in the 50, making that a 3-car battle for second. There are 5 laps to go, and Dustin Blank is the race leader in the DeWitt Enterprises Monte Carlo number 94. In second spot, the Martinelli's Auto. Nemacolin Resort 15 of Heilman. Manganello in the 50 side by side with Phillips as Jonathan Heilman has taken possession of the second position. Jonathan Heilman started 8th and is now riding in the runner-up spot. Race leader Dustin Blank with about an 8-car length advantage over Jonathan Heilman. Then Sean Phillips, Tony Manganello racing very close with 2 laps to go. Teddy Gabala all by himself in the 5th position. Looks like second place is possibly going to change hands in these final 2 laps, but unless Dustin Blank makes a miscue, he could be headed for his first Motordrome win in several seasons as the white flag is waving. Final time through turns 3 and 4, and the veteran from Valencia, Pennsylvania, in car 94, Dustin Blank takes his first win of the season over Jonathan Heilman, Sean Phillips, Tony Manganello, and Teddy Gabala. Dustin, come on over here, Subway gift certificate. Before we talk about the season and this win tonight, outline your career path to the race fans. I always tell them that you've raced in just about everything you can on pavement. Tell us what year you started and all the things you've done leading up to the last few years.
We had a lot of fun. We started in '94 racing dirt in Lernerville. Ran a half season there. I was a senior in high school and ran 3 years of dirt at Lernerville Challenger, and then came here in '97, ran street stocks, went Jennerstown on Saturday nights. Then we moved to a late model in '98. And as a rookie in a late model, I was running some Goodies Dash Series races down south, just having a lot of fun.
And now the fun culminates tonight. Let's talk about this ride. You took a few years off from the sport. Is this the car you've used the last several seasons?
We've been through a couple cars, but this one here we've had for a couple years. Really, it's come to life the last couple seasons. I can't say enough about the guys at DeWitt Enterprises helping us all out and making the car work so good. And I've learned a lot about the car. I think you got to learn. The more you drive one car, you learn more about it each week.
And now the big question. This car's been contending all season, but tonight you outran all the big dogs. Was it an adjustment to that machine, or was it what you did behind the wheel tonight that made all the difference to get you here to victory lane?
I think wanting to win was the biggest thing. I mean, we come so close last week. We led a lot of laps last week and got a couple cautions, and I had a rough start and got shuffled back to 4th. I mean, we were running hard at the end last week, but we just didn't have the car last week.
And last time you won a feature?
This would be the first.
First one here at Motordrome Speedway, and a chance to thank all your sponsors and crew.
I want to thank everybody at DeWitt Enterprises. I want to thank D&M Express and Cranberry. These guys all work hard, anywhere from the trucking part of it to the body shop to the detail shop. I want to thank Ed McConnell, Ed Neidhart, everybody in the crew. We all work real hard from week in to week out at the shop and on the car.
And the hard work pays off. Ladies and gentlemen, in victory lane at Motordrome for the very first time, Dustin Blank. 2 by 2, the green flag waves. YO Tech Modifieds up to full speed. Lonnie Hoffman in car 96, feature winner earlier this season, takes the lead, then takes a light tap from the 97 of Nicola, leads lap number 1. Battling for second with Nicola, the 40 of Brian Shipp, the newlywed, younger brother of a 4-time winner in car number 40. They are wheel to wheel. Oh, we got a problem on the back straight. The 76 of Knight, he gathers it back up. Green flag stays out. Lonnie Hoffman, the race leader, the hometown hero, out in front. Coming into tonight, Hoffman sits third in the championship points chase. Then it's George Nicola in 97, shockingly looking for his first win of the year here on the final points night. Third, it's Brian Shipp as we're working lap number 3. Now a battle of veterans for fourth. The 01 of Harry Ofer from Bell Vernon, and the 8 of White Oaks Marion Reno Jr. Ofer began his racing career here on the dirt in the dune buggy division back in the 1980s. Marion Reno in the 8, a former truck division kingpin here. Look at this action for 4th, 5th, and 6th. They're stacked up too wide. Joining that battle, it's the Glenn Campbell Gambler, Chris Brink in car 3, the 2-time feature winner. Brink in his preferred high line of the speedway takes a spot away from Ofer and quickly challenges the 8 of Reno. Ofer dropping back just a bit. It's now Chris Brink in 4th, Marion Reno in 5th. Some space between them and the 3rd place car of Brian Shipp. Working lap number 6, George Nicola in 2nd, and race leader Lonnie Hoffman building up a big lead. Hoffman's first career win in this division came earlier this season on a chilly spring night, and with the weather cooling off once again, the 96 car seems to have the handle as he is distancing himself from veteran George Nicola, the former street stock champion. '97 of Nicola now feeling some pressure from the 40 of Brian Shipp in that battle for 2nd. Working lap 8 of 25, Lonnie Hoffman extends his lead in the 96 car, the Ceremonies Automotive sponsored machine. Then it's Nicola, Shipp, and Brink, who has gained numerous car lengths now. Just a couple laps ago, Brink was about a quarter of a straightaway behind the 40 of Brian Shipp. Now he pulls to the outside of that machine to about 2 car lengths, let's say, from making a challenge for 3rd position. A heated fight behind him, however, the 8 of Reno, the 04 of Shipp, and the 60 of Kostelnik. That's a 3-car fight for the 5th position. Incredible action behind the leader. 3 cars fighting for 2nd and 3 cars fighting for 5th. George Nicola, 97. 40 of Brian Shipp, the 3 of Chris Brink, who's now in 3rd and challenging for the runner-up spot in turn 1. Look at Brink in car number 3, the man on the mission. Prefers the high side of the speedway, and that's exactly where he sits, above the 97 of George Nicola. Brink from deep in the field passes several cars, including the 40 of Brian Shipp, and getting ready to challenge the 97 of George Nicola. Lap number 12 now, and all of this heated action plays right into the hands of Lonnie Hoffman, the race leader. The harder the fight for 2nd, the bigger the lead can get. Now in 4th, it's Bobby Shipp in the 04. The 60 is Adam Kostelnik right behind him. Earned the 2009 Wyotech Modified Championship last Friday night. And on lap 13, Brink has a terrific run to the outside of Nicola for 2nd. Then it's the Shipp brothers going wheel to wheel in the battle for 4th. Out of turn 4, Chris Brink takes over the 2nd position in car 3. George Nicola in 3rd. Now Bobby Shipp in 4th, moving around his brother in the 40. Brian Shipp dropping back. Adam Kostelnik right there making a high side pass behind Bobby Shipp. Incredible action. The fight for 3rd, wheel to wheel between George Nicola and Bobby Shipp. Laps remaining. Adam Kostelnik started last in this field. He has climbed up inside the top 5. He passes George Nicola for 4th. Right to the rear bumper of Bobby Shipp in 3rd. In 2nd place, it's the 3 of Chris Brink, but he is nearly a full straightaway behind race leader Lonnie Hoffman. Lap 17 of 25. Lonnie Hoffman's lead is diminishing slightly. But without a caution flag, there is no hope for the three of Chris Brink to reel him in with so much real estate behind the front row starter and Chris Brink. And we got a spin out of turn number 4. Just exactly what the doctor ordered for Chris Brink. Car 40, Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania newlywed, and feature winner for the first time in his career this season in 2009, Brian Ship brings out the caution in car 40 with a spin out of turn 4. This is going to be a barn burner to the finish. Bobby Ship restarts in 3rd. Adam Kostelnik from 4th. Green flag is out. Lonnie Hoffman started on the front row and has had his way the entire distance. Chris Brink always looking to make an outside pass. He's got Bobby Ship to his inside and Adam Kostelnik right there. All 4 top drivers have been to victory lane in 2009. 6 laps to go. Hoffman holds the inside lane. Brink started near the back of this field and may have used up some of his tires trying to make his way to the front. Bobby Ship now losing a position to the 60 of Adam Kostelnik as Kostelnik rolls into 3rd. Chris Brink in car 3, the former limited late model racer, turned open wheel racing just a couple of seasons ago. Now Adam Kostelnik, who started deep in this field 3rd and looking to fight for 2nd. Race leader Lonnie Hoffman, the street stock division graduate who lives just a stone's throw from the Motordrome Speedway. Chris Brink in car 3, who tows nearly 3 hours from Glen Campbell, Pennsylvania to be here each week. Adam Kostelnik in 3rd, and look at Hoffman open up the lead over 2 of the biggest winners of this season. Hoffman, whose career first win happened this spring, out in front to see the signal of 2 laps to go. Brink and Kostelnik with only 1 mile of racing. 2 trips around the Motordrome Speedway to reel in Lonnie Hoffman. Hoffman having a career season, coming into tonight 3rd in the championship points battle. White flag is waving. Will it be a 2nd career victory for the driver who started out as a dirt track street stock competitor? Brink makes light rear bumper contact. Hoffman knows he's there. Kostelnik too far away to threaten for the win in 3rd. Last time in turns 3 and 4, Chris Brink hits the rear bumper of the race leader. Out of turn 4, checkered flag will wave. Lonnie Hoffman the winner over Chris Brink, Adam Kostelnik, Bobby Ship, and Marion Jr. Well, Lonnie Hoffman, we have a second opportunity to talk to you in Victory Lane. I had you a Subway gift certificate. When you won your first feature of your career here earlier this year, it was kind of a chilly spring night. Is this a weather situation? Does your car handle better when the pavement's cold?
You know what? I think you're right. But we put new rubber on it last week, and car was awesome. But I couldn't ask for anything more tonight. This thing handled like a dream.
Coming up behind you, 2 of the biggest winners of the season, Chris Brink, who's been so hot lately, and Adam Kostelnik, the track champion. At what point do you know they're there? You had that huge lead wiped out by a caution flag. At what point are you looking in the mirror and saying, man, those guys are coming?
On the restart. I knew they were there, and I knew they weren't going away. So.
And you're never happy to see that restart when you're the race leader, but when you're on the bottom and you know Chris Brink likes the top side, you had to be thinking, geez, this isn't much of an advantage because he's where he wants to be.
You know what? Like I said, my car would have stuck low, high tonight. I mean, it would go anywhere. I just had the perfect car.
And how about a chance to thank all the sponsors and crew that made it so perfect tonight?
I got to thank Duke Oil. I got my special thanks to my big sponsor, Scrinny, down at Scrinny's Auto. He's the one that makes the car run. Without him, we wouldn't be here.
There he is, a 2nd career win tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Lonnie Hoffman from Smithton, Pennsylvania, picks up the checkered flag. 50 laps of action for the NASCAR Subway Super Late Models. Green flag is out. Komarinsky and Pilla lead them into turn number 1. Todd Price in the 15 spins to the outside in turn number 2. And the Stoystown auto wrecking. Frankie Day Oldie Show 15 car. Slightly damaged will bring out a caution flag. My Motordrome champion, the one of Steve Black. The front 4 cars as the green flag waves. Steve Black dropping back just a little bit on that start. Komarinsky gets the early lead from Pilla. Then it's Miller, Audi, and Beck filing into the 5th position in front of Mark Poole. Challenge for 3rd position, Barry Audi in 75, the winner 2 weeks ago. Pulling to the inside of Rick Miller in the fight for 3rd position. Barry Audi will take that spot away from Miller's 21 car. Both of those drivers, former Clearfield Speedway champions. Now Audi closes into the rear bumper of the 5 of Sean Pilla. Pilla, who always excels in 100-lap events, looking to tune up for the upcoming Mighty Last Memorial on October the 3rd, and he is losing ground to race leader John Komarinsky here on lap 3. Battle for 5th around the outside of Tommy Beck goes the 96 of Mark Poole. Poole by inches will officially be scored in 5th at the line here on lap 4. Side by side for 2nd on the back straight, and Barry Audi pulls out to the runner-up position. Sean Pilla back to 3rd now. Miller 4th, Poole 5th. Headed into turn number 1, Mark Catone in the 31 is looking to the inside of Mark Poole. Those 2 drivers 1 and 2 in the championship chase, currently sitting 5th and 6th on the racetrack. Lap 6, and it's a 3-car battle for top 5 positions behind Sean Pilla's 5. Rick Miller takes to the outside in car 21. Mark Poole is right there. Mark Catone is right there. They're 3 wide behind them. Action all over the speedway. It's lap 7, and with Pilla and Miller side by side, look at this 3 wide on the back straight. Neal Brown, Tommy Beck, and Gary Wiltrout. All going 3 wide as there are 3 separate 2-car battles for positions inside the top 8. 1st and 2nd are single file, but here on lap 8, Rick Miller in 21, now in 3rd spot by a car length. Sean Pilla falls back to 4th, but maybe 5th as Mark Poole gains a position. Points leader Mark Catone will be the next to challenge Pilla's 5 car. Working lap 9. And the lead interval has diminished greatly. The Marsula Electric Miller Lite number 1 Cochran Chevrolet of John Komarinsky set sail from this field early on. Now Barry Audi in the Stoystown Auto Wrecking Wheeler Brothers 75 is closing in. Audi with 1 feature win. That coming 2 weeks ago, his first win at Motordrome in more than a decade. The former Jennerstown and Clearfield Speedway champion rides 2nd. Up front, John Komarinsky, the former Pro Stock champion here at Motordrome Speedway. Now they close in on the lap machine of Joe Moose, the 83 car. Leaders almost nose to tail there on the back straight. Komarinsky gets around the Derry, Pennsylvania veteran, as does Audi, and they are nearly touching at the scoring line. It's lap 12, and Barry Audi has moved up from a starting position about mid-pack. After starting last in this field, Neal Brown is 5th. He has just passed Mark Catone, the points leader. And here on lap 13, Brown could be the man on the move inside the top 5, but the lead battle heads into turn 3. Audi is now to the inside of Komarinsky. Last week, Komarinsky was very strong in leading numerous feature laps after he started in row 2. Now from the front row, Komarinsky has led 14 circuits, and Barry Audi inching ever closer to taking that position away. It's Rick Miller in 3rd, Mark Poole in 4th, Neal Brown in 5th, Mark Catone in 6th. And at lap number 15, nearly a dead heat at the scoring line for the top position. On the back straight now, Audi falls back by a car length. After it looked like Audi may have snuck across the scoring line with the lead, Komarinsky battles back and has now a half car length at the scoring line. And a spin directly in front of the leaders. Robbie Marhefka goes around. Right in front of the race leaders, Robbie Marhefka spins car number 99. A thrilling lead battle side by side is halted by a spin. Green flag is back out, 16 laps completed. John Komarinsky and Barry Audi resume their lead battle even before turn number 1, with Rick Miller in third, Mark Poole in fourth, Neal Brown in fifth after starting last and pulling even with Poole's 96 car. But the lead battle is close. Side by side in turn 4, Barry Audi takes the lead away from John Komarinsky on lap 17. Komarinsky hangs right there with him as Neal Brown is challenging for third after starting last. The 98 car may be the fastest on the speedway. He's already passed Mark Poole, Mark Catone, and now Rick Miller. Neal Brown is up to third on lap 18. Mark Catone in 31 now moves to the inside of Poole. That is the battle for fifth position. Both of those drivers seem to be gaining on Miller as Brown makes an inside challenge for second spot on John Komarinsky. Side by side go two former Motordrome champions in the fight for fourth. Mark Catone in car 31, the two-time Motordrome champion points leader, takes that position away from the Dunbar Dominator. Three-time champion Rick Miller in car 21. Barry Audi, the race leader, the Stoystown Auto Records. Wheeler Brothers Chevrolet number 75. He started mid-pack, took the lead from Komarinsky, and now the last place starter, Neal Brown, is reeling in the race leader. Komarinsky still third. Mark Catone now the man on the move. To the inside on the front, and we got a near problem on the front straight. Rick Miller makes a great save, battling with Mark Poole for fifth. It's lap 22, and Miller pulls back in line, 3 spots back. Side by side in turn 3. For third position, it's Mark Catone taking a spot away from John Komarinsky. And now we turn our attention to the lead in turn 1. Lap 23, Barry Audi comfortable in the middle of the racetrack. Leaves the inside lane open for the 98 of Neal Brown. The 8-time winner, Brown, squeezes in front of Audi in turn number 3 and will take the lead on the front straight on lap 24. Next time around, the midpoint of this event will be signaled. Mark Catone in third spot in car 31, maybe just as fast or faster than the race leader. Although Brown passed him to get to the front, Catone showing new life now. He is pulling away from fourth place runner John Komarinsky here on lap 25 of 50. Lap 26, the new race leader after starting last. The O'Shea Lumber. Hunter's Peterbilt Davies Ford number 98 of Neal Brown. Barry Audi in second. Mark Catone in the third spot, the Mama Pepino's Pizza. Visnick Lawn Creations Auto Express Transportation 31, the points leader. Fourth, it's Komarinsky, and in fifth spot, the Howard Concrete Pumping Donaldson Supply Chevrolet of Mark Poole. Gary Wiltrout in the sixth spot, the Palagruno Motorsports entry, sponsored by Third Level Direct, Stone & Company, and Megan Ford. As we are 28 laps into this 50-lap feature event on championship night, the final round of points racing in the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series, and the Subway Eat Fresh Challenge driver, Neal Brown, heads the pack. Brown is pulling away from Audi in the 75 car. Mark Catone is closing quickly on Audi from third, and in front of the leader, the lap traffic is now too wide. With laps remaining. Snooky Williams and Gregory Kelly are fighting for position. Now they go single file, so Brown can breathe a sigh of relief. John Komarinsky loses 2 positions on the racetrack, something either went amiss with the race car or he had to back off for a mistake, but Komarinsky goes from 4th to a distant 6th in 1 lap. Working lap 32, and while Brown pulls away from Audi, the 31 of Mark Catone in 3rd position is lapping cars and closing in very quickly on Audi. Lap 34, Neal Brown the leader. Barry Audi in 2nd, Mark Catone in 3rd after a miscue. Catone lost several car lengths to Audi. Then it's Mark Poole about a half straightaway behind. And in 5th, Gary Wiltrout, the 95. In 6th spot, Komarinsky still racing at full speed, but had 1 lap where he fell drastically off the pace. Sean Pilla, the front row starter, is 7th. Rick Miller in 8th. Tommy Beck in 9th. Working lap 38, Neal Brown, Barry Audi, Mark Catone, all holding equal distant intervals from one another. Battle shaping up, however, for the 4th position. Mark Poole entering the back straight in car 96, a 3-time winner. His early season winner, Gary Wiltrout, the former Motordrome champion in car 95, closing in. Wiltrout within about 3 car lengths now as they have both moved around the Komarinsky 33. Was starting to gain on Poole to challenge for 4th position. Poole has opened up a several car length advantage over Wiltrout now. Mark Catone in car 31 poised to clinch his 3rd Motordrome track champion as he sits 3rd on the racetrack behind Neal Brown, Barry Audi. The 31 car of Catone has finished outside the top 5 only once all season long, and that was the night that he cut a tire and destroyed his race car. Seven laps to go. Catone has the championship well within his grasp, and race leader Neal Brown, the R&M Trucking O'Shea Lumber entry, 5 laps away from establishing himself for the 2nd consecutive racing season as the leading feature winner with 8 trophies coming into tonight's action. The defending winner of the Pineal Ascii Memorial 100 is 4 laps away from a 9th win of 09. Robbie Marhefka heads pit side. Barry Audi in second, all by himself. Mark Catone in third, Mark Poole in fourth. Gary Wiltrout is fifth. Neal Brown, a driver who left the pavement racing of Motordrome in Jennerstown to spend a couple of seasons competing in dirt track super late models. He was almost instantly successful, winning features at the Roaring Knob Speedway, then returned to the asphalt. Brown has been to victory lane with 3 different race teams. Early this season as a teammate to Mark Smith out of the Richter Racing stable, Brown was forced to purchase this equipment and become the owner driver of Car 98. And now with the white flag waving, headed for a 9th victory of the season. The Acme, Pennsylvania veteran, racing on a part-time schedule, not a threat for the championship, but starting last on the grid tonight, winning the final night of action in the NASCAR Whelen Series. Neal Brown takes the checkered flag over Barry Audi, Mark Catone, the division champion, Mark Poole, and Gary Wiltrout. Now, coming up is a race that you are defending champion of, the Pineal Ascii Memorial, and we hear that there are big names coming from Canada, coming from the Midwest, coming from the South, and this car seems to be the fastest here of late. What do you think of the Pineal Ascii Memorial race, and will you be here to defend your title?
We're not sure. There's a wedding that weekend, and I'm not sure. We'll try to make it. I'd love to defend it. I think we have a good chance of winning, but we'll see.
Starting last in this field tonight and coming to victory lane as quickly as you did, taking the lead before the midpoint, does it ever enter your mind, I've got a fast car, I don't have to make these moves in 20 laps? Do you ever, as a race car driver, say, I'm not going to take that chance right now?
Not in the feature I did in the heat race tonight, but no. Mark Catone, Mark Poole, Gary Wiltrout, Barry Audi, there's a lot of fast cars here, and if we happen to go green and you start in the back, you got to give it 100%, or they're going to run away from you.
And also giving 100%, your crew and sponsors, as leading winner this season, a chance to thank them.
I especially want to thank Jim Alborn. He's basically the only guy that works on a car during the week, and I got to give him all the thanks for the way the car handles and everything, and all the mechanical end of it. He does a great job. He's been with me, my crew chief, for probably 10, 11 years, and without him, I wouldn't be here tonight. I'd like to thank all the fans for coming out. Appreciate you coming out and putting up with this cold weather. I'd like to thank my sponsors, R&M Trucking, O'Shea Lumber, Hunter's Peterbilt, Davies Ford. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leading winner of the season from Acme, Pennsylvania, Neal Brown. Rookie feature winner Steve Settle. 15 laps the distance for the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers, and there's the green flag. Chaos at the back of the field, but the early race leader is the 04 of Jimmy Christoffel. 61 of Ron Eifert, the third in second. Here comes Kristen Ettling in the 8. Christoffel with about a 3-car length lead, then a 3-car fight for second. Vic Keller in the 11. Kristen Ettling in the 8. 61 of Eifert, they all made light contact there. There's the 13 of Denny Keller. Top 3 strung out. The battle now is for 5th. The points leader, Matt Gardner. And the division rookie, Ron Eifert III. He's a winner in 2 divisions now from Scottdale in car 61. And the lead fight gets close. 04 Jimmy Christoffel, the 8 of Kristen Ettling, and the 11 of Vic Keller. Oh, we got contact. Keller gets into the 8 of Ettling, and she will spin in front of this field. Except the leader has been to victory lane in 09. And Jimmy Christoffel leads us back to the green. 3 of 12 laps completed. So with 12 laps remaining, the 04 of Christoffel feels a lead challenge. It's the 11 of Keller. And at the scoring line, Christoffel holds on to the lead by a fender. Now there's 11 laps to go, and car number 11 looking to the inside for the lead. Christoffel's clean new machine holds him off for the time being. Denny Keller rides third, Matt Gardner in fourth. Vic Keller in the 11, looking to the inside of the 04 of Christoffel. Look at the battle for third now. Gardner, Neidhart, and Farrell all closing in on the 13 of Denny Keller, and Neidhart has a problem. He slows down and pulls a couple of positions back. 6 of 15 laps are completed, and Christoffel dirt tracks the car just a little out of turn 2. Keller unable to capitalize. Side by side for the lead on the front straight. Christoffel with a car length and a half advantage now after they were door-to-door in turn 4 on lap 7. Over Vic Keller, then Denny Keller, a distant third. Kristen Ettling is on the move, race fans. The 8 car has passed about half this field. Soon she'll be challenging for top 5 positions as the crossed flags signal halfway. Battle for the lead. We're side by side, and Keller and Christoffel make contact. A great save made by the 04 machine. Keller, by inches at the scoring line, will take over the lead on lap 9, but how about the job done by the 04 of Christoffel to hang on to that machine? They're still side by side on the back straight. Kristen Ettling still moving up through the field and closing into the top 5 racers. But the battle for the lead, Christoffel goes sideways by himself this time. On the front straight, gathers it back up. Keller all by himself out front now. It's lap 10 of 15, and Kristen Ettling from the back of the field is challenging for 4th position to the outside of fellow rookie Zane Farrell. They are 3 wide with Denny Keller. Keller, the opening night winner, dropping back 2 positions in 1 lap, and Kristen Ettling gets contact again on the front straight, making a great save this time. The 8 of Ettling is up into 4th spot after coming from the tail of the field. Up front, the 11 of Vic Keller is running away with the lead as a result of the miscue by Jimmy Christoffel in the 04. Three laps to go. The 11 of Keller out in front. Zane Farrell, the man on the move, now in 3rd. Just past a couple of cars, he's challenging Christoffel for 2nd with 2 laps to go. And Farrell, the young rookie, on his father and sister's birthday, climbing into 2nd spot in car 14. Christoffel in the 04, Ettling in the 8, and Gardner all running in the top 5 as the white flag will wave for Vic Keller in car 11. With Vic Keller, the race leader's brother, Tracy, not starting this event. Matt Gardner will be the champion, and Kristen Ettling makes a last lap pass for third, looking to the inside of Jimmy Christoffel. Coming out of turn 4 for his second career win in the Pro Auto Supply Service Chargers, Vic Keller takes the checkered flag over Zane Farrell, Kristen Ettling, Jimmy Christoffel, and Matt Gardner. Well, Vic Keller, we got a Subway gift certificate for you. That was a pretty heated battle for the lead. You and Christoffel there. You got that clean white car that's only seen a few races, and you got this old toad that's been in victory lane a couple of times this season with you, a couple of times with your brother. Let's talk about this race car first of all. When was it built and how old is it?
It's actually, the body itself is only a year old, but everything in it is probably 8, 9 years old. You know, it's seen a lot of victories in other cars, the cage, everything, so.
It's a workhorse, and boy, it paid off tonight. When you're side by side with Christoffel, would you rather be all by yourself way out in front for an easy win, or would you rather be door to door with a guy like that?
No, that was fun, door to door. That was awesome, you know, and we got together there. I mean, he kind of come down on me, and I let him gather back up there, and we just kind of raced it out there at the end, so it was pretty cool.
Chance to thank your sponsors and crew for this second win of your career.
Dave and Evelyn Martinelli, J&L Truck Bodies, BK Electric, King's Hotel, Holly, Bayless Photos, my wife Missy, Hoss, Tracy, Holly, everybody, just everybody.
Ending the season on a great note. Keller racing in victory lane on opening night, Keller racing in victory lane on the last night. Ladies and gentlemen, Vic Keller. Heat race winner Dan Brink. The 2, last week's winner, Andres Suarez. Larry Tex Dunmeyer in 5. Points leader, Matt Sever in 83. Three wide, make it 4 wide. Why not? Heated action in the middle of the field. This can't last. This is not going to work. Something's got to give. This is bad, bad news. And nearly colliding is Kevin Ludwig and his teammate Mary Catherine Shimko. We're still 4 wide. And there's hard contact between Ludwig and the 44 that he owns, Mary Catherine Shimko. Tringes in the 47 gets into it, everybody pulling away, but the caution flag will wave. 5 is Paul Koffler Jr., 83 Matt Sever. Green flag is back out. Knight the race leader over Zerfoss. Eugene Zerfoss takes the race lead in car 23, the popular veteran from Augusta, Pennsylvania. Moving around Chris Knight. Side by side for third, it's Bill Schwartz and Ed Deneen. Bill Schwartz in 31, showing some muscle and taking a position away from the division's all-time leading winner, Deneen in the 16. Then it's Koffler the third in 48, Troy Knight in 71. Bill Schwartz, after taking a spot away from the 2-time champion, now moves to the inside, challenging Chris Knight. 31 of Schwartz may be the man on the move as Zerfoss is opening up a big lead. This heated battle for second is 3 cars strong with Schwartz, Knight, and Deneen. Then Paul Koffler the third. A big lead for Zerfoss in car 23. He finished second last week to his longtime good friend Andres Suarez. Schwartz in the second spot now, Knight falling back, and we got a caution flag. and the green flag is back out. Zerfoss, Schwartz, Deneen. Look at Tex Dunmeyer charging around the outside of Troy Knight and Paul Koffler on the restart. Larry Dunmeyer up into fourth position now, moving around Koffler the third, and there's a battle for second brewing between young Schwartz and Ed Deneen. Deneen right there nearly pushing the youngster through the corners. Zerfoss, his lead is down to about 2 car lengths over this field. Here comes Tex Dunmeyer looking to the inside for third position on Deneen. And Deneen makes a rare miscue and opens up the third position for Dunmeyer. Eugene Zerfoss, Bill Schwartz, and Larry Dunmeyer breaking away from the rest of the field, including Deneen, who's raced only part-time with us this season, but has found victory lane. And look at Dunmeyer charging to the outside of Schwartz. Side by side for second, the youngster on the inside, the not-so-youngster on the outside, and there's contact. Schwartz makes a great save, not quite, spins in front of the field. All that go on a slick track. Green flag is out. Zerfoss, the race leader over Dunmeyer. Dunmeyer in car number 5, second in the championship points chase, has 4 feature wins on the season. Sean Rich down to the grass and pulls into the pits in car 46. That allows Zerfoss and Dunmeyer to continue their lead battle on lap 9. Zerfoss now on the inside of Dunmeyer on lap 10. Those cars seem very evenly matched. Dunmeyer with a good run that time out of turn 2. They're door to door in turn number 3 for the lead. Coming down the front straight, still glued side by side to one another. Zerfoss loses the lead by a bumper at the scoring line on lap 11, so officially Dunmeyer has the lead, but it looks anything but official on the back straight as Zerfoss still has the inside lane. It dives into turn 3, has the Ford probe to the inside of the Neon, and Dunmeyer out of turn 4 completes the pass for the lead. Look at points leader Matt Sever, who was forced to start last in car 83. Oh, we got a hard crash in turn 4. In turn 4, the 11 of Schelpman. He drives away from the scene, but Steven Schelpman with a hard crash in car 11 with just 3 laps to go. Green flag is back out. New leader is Tex Dunmeyer. Zerfoss in second. Deneen in third. Three laps to go in the Motordrome Speedway regular season. Matt Sever in car 83 is inside the top 5 after starting last. He's challenging the 48 of Paul Koffler III. 2 laps to go, the signal given to Dunmeyer in the 5. Zerfoss still a close second, but as the white flag waves, and we got a spin in turn 3. Schwartz in the 31 car goes around, but points it in the right direction. Green flag stays out on this final lap. The driver originally from the Lone Star State of Texas, now living in Western Pennsylvania. 4 times a winner already, coming to the checkered flag to make it 5 in 2009. Larry Dunmeyer will win it over Eugene Zerfoss. Points champion of the season, Matt Sever, Ed Deneen, and Paul Koffler III. Well, Larry,
It's about time, Andy.
I didn't think you were going to make it to victory lane in that one. You started at the back. You had tough cars to pass all the way through.
Yeah, I tried my best to race everybody clean, and they seemed to race me pretty clean too. And it was I appreciate that. That was a good race.
You've been side by side with that Zerfoss fella probably a time or two before, and you guys were stuck door to door for what, 3-4 laps?
Well, at least, yeah, he wouldn't give me the bottom end. I had to do it on the top side, and this old car here will stick on the top side. You just got to drive it a little different. That's all.
And a chance to thank your sponsors and crew.
Sure. I'd like to thank Habit's Beer in the back in Johnstown, Wingard's Auto Ranch in Elton, Advanced Auto Parts in Moxham, and I'd like to thank Bob Sears here. This is the guy that's been helping me all along with the car and that. He's been here every week like a trooper. So it's just been a heck of a season.
A heck of a season, and it comes to an end with Larry Tex Dunmeyer in victory lane for the Coca-Cola Super Compacts.